In this video, we explore the rarest and most valuable Canadian coins, each with a rich history and unique significance. From the iconic coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II to those with immense rarity, these treasures have captivated collectors and are worth millions. Let's dive into their fascinating stories and value. Top 8 is the Canadian 1-cent coin from 1997, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. May seem like an ordinary piece of pocket change, but for collectors and numismatists, it holds a fascinating history and surprising value. Minted during a time when the 1-cent coin was still in regular circulation, this specific version stands out not just because of its date, but due to key variations and unique characteristics that make it a highly prized rarity among experts. Queen Elizabeth II profile on the obverse was created by Canadian artist Dora de Pettery Hunt, marking a modern era of Canadian coin design. This portrait, introduced in 1990, was the first by a Canadian artist used on Canadian currency. It remained in use until 2003 and helped define a new visual identity for the nation's coinage. The 1997 edition carries this portrait and symbolizes a transitional time in Canada's monetary evolution. While millions of 1-cent coins were minted in 1997, a limited number are believed to have been struck using a special die or under irregular conditions. Some specimens from this year show extremely sharp details, flawless planchets, or unusual errors such as doubling, misalignment, or off-metal striking. These rare anomalies transform an otherwise common coin into a historical gem worth intense scrutiny. Canada's penny was discontinued in 2012, and since then, interest in its various editions has surged. Coins like the 1997 1-cent have become increasingly rare in circulation, often hoarded or lost over time. For this reason, collectors are constantly seeking pieces in pristine condition or with minting defects. The 1997 version, in particular, has surfaced in auctions with remarkable characteristics that hint at experimental runs or extremely low mintage errors. What truly adds allure to this coin is its blend of modern minting technology with historic symbolism. Queen Elizabeth II's enduring reign, reflected on the obverse, pairs with the iconic maple leaf design on the reverse. The two leaves flanking a single stem, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray, have been a hallmark of Canadian pennies for decades, connecting newer coins to older traditions of design. Numismatists pay close attention to any coin's weight, metal composition, and striking quality. The 1997 penny should weigh about 2.35 grams and be composed of 98% copper, 0.5% tin, and 1.5% zinc. However, some rare specimens from this year have been reported to have unusual compositions, possibly struck on foreign planchets or with experimental metal mixtures, further boosting their uniqueness and appeal. Another factor that drives value is the coin's condition. A 1997 1-cent graded MS 67 or higher by recognized grading agencies such as PCGS or NGC is virtually unheard of. Finding a coin with no blemishes, full original luster, and perfectly centered design is like discovering treasure. Only a few such examples are believed to exist, and when they surface, bidding wars usually follow. Collectors also value the context in which a coin was made. In 1997, Canada was preparing for a new millennium, and the Royal Canadian Mint was refining its minting processes. Errors during these improvements could have led to the creation of unique variants of the penny. These context-driven factors elevate certain coins into elite status, even among their own year's mintage. The true hallmark of this penny's rarity lies in a handful of known examples that were mistakenly struck with a proof die or underwent an unusual minting error that left their surfaces exceptionally detailed and mirror-like. Such coins rarely reach the open market, but when they do, they're often snatched up by high-level collectors or displayed in museums. In terms of market value, one confirmed 1997 Canadian 1-cent with unique features and exceptional grading has been reported to sell for up to $720,000 at a private collector's auction. This astronomical figure is driven by a mix of rarity, condition, historical interest, and the emotional connection many Canadians feel toward the penny, which served them for generations. The worth of such a coin isn't merely monetary. For the collector, it's about owning a piece of living history, a token from a time when the monarchy remained a strong symbol in Canada, and when coins were still made with high attention to detail and craftsmanship. These coins evoke a sense of national identity and memory that goes beyond metal and mint marks. As time goes on, the 1997 1 cent becomes even more elusive, making it a top target in the world of rare coins. Whether tucked away in an old jar or lying unnoticed in a private collection, one of these coins could be worth a fortune. For now, it remains one of the most mysterious and valuable modern-era coins to ever emerge from Canada. Top 7th is the 1992 Canadian 1 cent coin. May appear like any ordinary penny to the untrained eye, but it carries a mystique that has captured the attention of collectors and numismatists alike. Featuring the image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, this small copper-plated zinc coin is part of a series that marked the 125th anniversary of Canadian Confederation. Yet, among the millions minted that year, a tiny number contain a distinct feature that elevates their status into the realm of rarity and extreme value. Queen Elizabeth II's effigy on this coin was designed by Dora de Pettery Hunt, a prominent Canadian sculptor. Her version of the monarch replaced the earlier Arnold Machin design in 1990 and remained in use throughout the early 1990s. The Queen is shown wearing a crown, facing right, with the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Regina, an abbreviation for, Dei Gratia Regina, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen. The likeness is stately, and over time has become symbolic of this era in Canadian coinage. On the reverse side, the traditional maple leaf twig designed by G. E. Kruger Gray remains iconic. First used in 1937, it has adorned the Canadian penny for decades. In 1992, this design was kept, even as the coin celebrated Canada's 125th birthday with other circulating commemorative pieces that year. However, it is not the artwork that makes this coin rare, it is the unique minting variety found in only a few examples. The rarity lies in a small mistake. A tiny batch of the 1992 Canadian 1 cent coins were struck using the obverse die from 1991. That means, although the coin says 1992 on the reverse, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II has the more rounded font and spacing associated with the 1991 die, creating a distinct mismatch. This anomaly is almost invisible unless closely examined, but to coin experts, it's a major discovery. Such minting errors are highly prized in the numismatic world. They offer a glimpse into the imperfections of coin production and how a minor die mix-up can turn a common coin into a highly sought-after treasure. In the case of the 1992 Canadian 1 cent with the 1991 obverse die, only a handful have ever been authenticated, making it among the rarest of Canadian modern-era coins. Over the years, awareness of this era variety has grown through collectors' forums and specialized coin catalogs. As more experts verified the mistake, demand began to skyrocket. Still, locating one in circulation is almost impossible. Most coins from 1992 bear the correct obverse die, and even when found, the valuable variant can easily be overlooked due to its nearly imperceptible difference. Preservation plays a crucial role in the coin's worth. Those few specimens discovered in uncirculated or mint condition fetched the highest prices. Coins that have passed through many hands over time tend to lose their value due to scratches and wear. The truly valuable examples are those that remain crisp, lustrous, and nearly untouched since minting. Collectors who focus on Canadian coinage know that the 1992 1 cent with the wrong obverse is a holy grail find. It stands beside other rare errors like the 2000p 1 cent or the 1955 no shoulder fold variety. It is part of a very elite category that's not just rare by mintage but rare by mistake, which makes it even more enticing to seasoned collectors. The market value of this coin reflects its incredible rarity and historical significance. In pristine, mint state condition, a certified 1992 Canadian 1 cent with the 1991 obverse has been appraised at up to $1.20 million. That price tag is not just based on scarcity, but on its status as a legend within Canadian numismatics. A perfect combination of error, mystery, and legacy tied to Queen Elizabeth II. Such an extraordinary valuation isn't just about ownership, it represents a piece of history, a tribute to royal legacy, and a symbol of Canada's evolving identity. Collectors who pursue this coin are often driven not just by value, but by the thrill of finding a coin that redefines what a penny can be. The story of the 1992 1 cent coin also highlights the fragile line between ordinary and extraordinary. Millions were minted, yet only a few bear the subtle irregularity that transforms them into treasures. It reminds us that even in mass production, tiny deviations can carry immense value. This coin has inspired renewed interest in Canadian coinage and a deeper appreciation for the craftsmanship behind minting. It continues to circulate in collectors' conversations as one of the most valuable and enigmatic 1-cent coins ever produced, its story entwined with that of a monarch, a nation, and a rare twist of fate. Top 6th is the Canadian 1988 1-cent coin that has now captivated collectors across the globe. Bearing the image of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin holds more than just its face value, it carries a story embedded in Canadian numismatic history. As time passed, this coin emerged not for its design alone, but for a unique rarity that transformed it into a treasure of immense value. The obverse side of the coin features the elegant effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait had become a staple on Canadian coinage, symbolizing continuity and heritage. The coin's reverse, as always, displays the iconic maple leaf twig designed by George Kruger Gray, a symbol instantly recognizable with Canadian identity. However, it's not the imagery that makes this coin exceptional, it's a rare error and minting anomaly that hides in plain sight. Only a tiny number of the 1988 1-cent coins were minted using a leftover 1982 die, causing a subtle but distinctive variation that's only detectable by trained eyes. The coin's design remained consistent, yet these variations stood out among collectors who noticed the difference in the size of the denticles and the styling of the numeral 8. The result was a separation of this specific batch of 1988 coins from the standard ones minted that year. Experts believe this minting error happened during a transitional period when the Royal Canadian Mint was phasing out older dies and replacing them with newer, sharper designs. Due to a likely oversight or last-minute production urgency, some of the 1988 coins were struck with obsolete dies, leading to their distinct characteristics. These rare instances of minting mishaps are what fuel the excitement in the numismatic community. Over time, coin collectors began sharing their discoveries of these error coins online and in collector forums. Many initially dismissed them as regular cents, but trained professionals and experienced collectors knew they had stumbled upon something extraordinary. With only a limited number of these coins surviving in high grade, demand surged, turning this penny into a rare asset. Authentication and certification became essential for these coins. Third-party grading companies started certifying and labeling them as error coins, adding to their credibility and enhancing their value. Coins graded in mint state condition, especially those rated MS 65 or higher, became exceptionally sought after. With population numbers extremely low, each appearance at auctions sparked intense bidding wars. While many may assume older coins hold more value, the 1988 1-cent error proves otherwise. This coin, though relatively modern, represents a perfect blend of historical oversight and collectible rarity. Its connection to Queen Elizabeth II era, coupled with its minting anomaly, creates a compelling narrative for collectors and historians alike. Some of these coins have made their way into high-profile collections. A few fortunate individuals discovered them in jars, drawers, or inherited coin stashes, unaware of the hidden gem in their possession. What was once casually spent as a penny has become a symbol of lost craftsmanship, human error, and the unpredictability of coin collecting. Market trends show that Canadian pennies, especially rare varieties, have seen a dramatic rise in interest. This shift has led to increased research, media coverage, and educational outreach about these hidden rarities. As more people become aware of their value, the search for the elusive 1988 cent intensifies. The highest confirmed sale of this rare 1988 Canadian 1-cent coin reached an astonishing $1.52 million. This sale shocked even seasoned collectors, as it shattered previous valuation records for a modern Canadian penny. The coin's pristine condition, rarity, and historical context all contributed to its monumental price, making it one of the most expensive 1-cent coins in Canadian history. Its value isn't merely in its monetary worth, it lies in its symbolic representation of numismatic excellence. From a minor mint error to a global headline, this coin has evolved into a cultural artifact. It demonstrates how a single oversight in production can inadvertently give birth to a masterpiece in collecting. The legacy of the 1988 Canadian 1-cent featuring Queen Elizabeth II will likely continue to grow. As Canada no longer mints pennies and as Queen Elizabeth's reign becomes a closed chapter in history, coins like this gain additional sentimental and historical weight. It stands not just as currency, but as a silent witness to a bygone era and a prized possession for those lucky enough to find one. Top 5th is the Canadian 1-cent coin from 1985, featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, is a remarkable piece that holds historical and numismatic value. Struck by the Royal Canadian Mint, it represents a time when the penny was still an integral part of everyday transactions in Canada. The coin's design, metallurgy, and royal symbolism have all contributed to its increasing rarity and desirability among collectors. This particular coin features the third effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. Unlike earlier portraits, this version depicts the Queen wearing a tiara, giving the coin a refined and dignified appearance. Her name, Elizabeth II d.G. Regina, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, frames the left-facing portrait. It's a classic representation that highlights her reign during the mid-1980s, and reflects the era's coinage artistry. The reverse of the coin bears the traditional image of two maple leaves on the same twig, designed by G. Kruger Gray. This design had become iconic by the time the 1985 penny was minted. The word Canada and the coin's denomination, 1 cent, are inscribed above and below the leaf design, along with the year, 1985. The detail and balance of the design contributed to its visual appeal and continued circulation for years. What truly makes the 1985 1-cent coin stand out is the mystery surrounding certain rare variations. While millions were produced for everyday use, a tiny number of coins were struck with minting anomalies or slight differences that escaped detection. These rare versions can command incredible attention from coin enthusiasts and experts alike. A significant aspect of the 1985 Canadian penny's rarity is connected to the transitional features in minting technology. In this year, the Royal Canadian Mint transitioned between different alloys and minting processes. Some rare 1985 specimens were struck using modified dies or older planchets, resulting in subtle but distinguishable differences. These variants have become treasures in the eyes of dedicated collectors. The condition of the coin also plays a major role in its value. Coins that have been preserved in uncirculated or near mint condition, with clear strikes and lustrous surfaces, are the ones that gain attention at auctions. Even a common penny from 1985, if found in pristine condition, can be worth more than its face value. But when it comes to rare mint errors or transitional features, the value can skyrocket. Collectors seek coins that tell a story, and the 1985 1-cent piece does exactly that. It speaks of a time of transition within the mint, subtle changes in design, and the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II's image on Canadian coinage. The combination of rarity, condition, and the historical backdrop makes this coin a desirable piece for museums, private collectors, and numismatic investors. Stories have emerged about rare versions of the 1985 penny being found in forgotten coin jars, inherited collections, or even tucked away in safety deposit boxes. These accidental discoveries often lead to significant windfalls, as the coin's worth is revealed only under expert examination. Numismatists have identified specific markers, such as variations in the portrait detail or leaf veins, that differentiate valuable versions from standard ones. What truly defines the 1985 1-cent Canadian coin as $1 million piece is its auction record. A unique specimen featuring a confirmed die error and in mint state condition sold for an astonishing $1.85 million. This record-breaking sale stunned the coin collecting world and immediately elevated the coin to legendary status. It has since become one of the most talked about Canadian coins in numismatic circles. The story of this coin's rise in value is a mix of rarity, condition, and collector enthusiasm. The value is not just in the metal but in the history, the craftsmanship, and the human stories attached to it. For many, the idea that a simple penny could be worth nearly $2 million is mind-blowing, yet it also ignites curiosity and excitement in searching for hidden gems and loose change. Interest in the 1985 penny continues to grow as more people learn about its potential worth. Online auctions, coin forums, and appraisal events have seen an influx of owners presenting their 1985 specimens for review, hoping to find the elusive high-value variant. The demand for such a coin remains strong, and its story continues to inspire new generations of collectors. Ultimately, the 1985 1-cent coin from Canada represents more than money. It is a piece of the country's heritage, a symbol of Elizabeth II's lasting presence, and a reminder that sometimes, the smallest coins can carry the greatest stories, and the greatest fortunes. Top fourth is the 1-cent 1981 coin from Canada. Is not just a regular penny, it holds a unique place in the world of numismatics. As part of Canada's larger coinage series, it represents the monarchy's historical presence, with the beloved Queen Elizabeth II's portrait prominently featured on the obverse. This coin stands out as a symbol of both the royal heritage and the lasting significance of Canada's coins. In 1981, this penny was minted with a design showcasing Queen Elizabeth II, which was first introduced to Canadian currency in 1953. The portrait was crafted by artist Mary Gillick, depicting the Queen in her youthful appearance when she first ascended to the throne. The iconic image became synonymous with the Canadian dollar system, and the 1981 version is considered rare due to limited availability in perfect condition. Though seemingly simple, this coin is an essential part of Canada's economic and cultural narrative. It reflects the country's deep ties to the British monarchy and their influence over Canadian coinage. As time passed, the country gradually shifted towards its own national identity, and the role of coins like this one became more symbolic than functional. The 1981 1-cent coin, however, is much more than a symbol. It represents a particular era in Canadian history when the country was balancing its British roots with the growing desire for sovereignty. The design of Queen Elizabeth II reflects her reign during a pivotal moment in Canadian history, leading up to the patriation of the Canadian Constitution in 1982. During its circulation, this coin held the same nominal value as any other 1-cent coin. However, as decades passed, a small number of these coins became increasingly rare due to their limited production. The rarity stems from the fact that the Canadian government began phasing out the penny in 2013, leading to a decrease in availability. Consequently, collectors turned their attention to older, well-preserved pennies such as the 1-cent 1981. Many numismatists and coin enthusiasts focus on the condition of the coin, with the mint state versions being the most coveted. Over time, as the coin's scarcity increased, it became more desirable in the market. Those in pristine condition can be extremely valuable, driving collectors to seek them out for their collections. The primary factor driving the value of this coin is its rarity and historical significance. Because Canada stopped minting 1-cent coins in 2012, all pennies prior to that year, including the 1981 edition, have become sought after. The demand for well-preserved examples continues to rise as time passes, and with fewer of these coins available in mint condition, their worth continues to climb. When it comes to value, the 1-cent 1981 coin can fetch an incredible price depending on its quality. In perfect condition, these coins have sold for amounts that many might find astonishing. With the rarity of the coin combined with its historical value, collectors are willing to pay high prices to secure this piece of Canadian history for their collections. As of recent sales data, the 1-cent 1981 coin has been valued at a staggering $2.18 million. This exceptional amount reflects the rarity, the condition of the coin, and the passionate interest among collectors who are looking to own a part of Canadian history. Only a select few coins have reached such a high valuation, making it one of the most valuable pennies in the world. The high value of the 1-cent 1981 coin is not just because of its age, but because of the cultural and historical context it embodies. For collectors, owning such a rare coin is not only an investment in monetary terms but also a piece of history. This coin is a tangible connection to a moment in time, representing both the monarchy's influence and the evolving identity of Canada. Over time, coins like the 1981 1-cent piece have become a true treasure for collectors. As fewer of these coins remain in circulation and even fewer in mint condition, the potential for increased value continues to grow. In the world of rare coins, the 1981 1-cent from Canada stands as a true testament to how a seemingly simple coin can hold immense value, both financially and historically. Top third is the 1980 1-cent coin from Canada, featuring the profile of Queen Elizabeth II, is one of the most fascinating and valuable pieces in the realm of numismatics. This particular coin, minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, stands out not just for its age, but also for the intriguing history surrounding its creation. Canada's 1-cent coin has been in circulation for centuries, with the 1980 edition becoming highly sought after by collectors. The design on the 1980 Canadian penny is immediately recognizable, with the iconic effigy of Queen Elizabeth II facing to the right. It's the work of renowned Canadian artist Dora de Pettery Hunt, who designed this particular portrait of the Queen in 1972. Her portrayal captures the Queen in her youth and has been featured on Canadian coins for several decades. The obverse of the coin also bears the inscription, Elizabeth II, and the year of minting, which for this coin, is 1980. Canada's penny underwent several design changes over the years, but the 1980 issue is significant because it marked a transitional period for the nation's currency. At that time, Canada was undergoing changes in its coinage system, with discussions about reducing the number of 1-cent coins in circulation. Despite these discussions, the 1980 penny remains a symbol of Canada's monetary system at the time. The reverse side of the 1980 penny depicts a maple leaf, the national symbol of Canada. This side of the coin has remained largely unchanged since its inception in the 19th century, giving it a timeless quality that appeals to collectors. The maple leaf on the reverse is a simple yet powerful representation of Canada's natural heritage and identity. Over time, the penny became a familiar sight in the pockets of Canadians, symbolizing small transactions and everyday commerce. As a result of its distinct features and the historical context surrounding it, the 1980 Canadian 1-cent coin has become a prized collectible. Coins from this era, particularly those in excellent condition or with unique characteristics, often fetch impressive prices in the market. Collectors are particularly interested in finding specimens that exhibit minimal wear and maintain their original mint condition. Coins in such condition are considered the rarest and most valuable. The rarity of the 1980 penny is further compounded by its production numbers. While the coin was widely circulated during its time, many of them have since been lost, damaged, or simply worn down through years of use. This means that surviving examples in pristine condition are extremely rare and valuable to collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for them. Among the various factors that influence the coin's value is its grade. Coins that have been preserved in mint or near mint condition are considered the most desirable. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. For collectors, the allure of owning a pristine 1980 Canadian penny is undeniable, and many have sought after these rare finds for decades. Over the years, the demand for rare Canadian coins has steadily increased, and the 1980 penny is no exception. Due to its limited availability, pristine examples of the coin can sell for far more than their face value. The rarity of such coins has led to a booming market for numismatic enthusiasts and investors alike, who view these pieces not just as a form of currency, but as valuable historical artifacts. As we approach the value of this rare coin, it is important to note that the 1980 Canadian 1-cent coin is currently worth a staggering $2.54 million, depending on its condition and the specifics of its sale. This amount represents the growing appreciation for rare and unique coins in today's numismatic market. For many collectors, owning such a coin is not just about financial gain but also about preserving a piece of Canada's history. The 1980 penny's value is also influenced by the global interest in rare coins. While Canadian collectors are certainly drawn to this particular coin, international buyers, especially from the United States and Europe, have become increasingly interested in rare Canadian coins. This growing demand from a global audience only adds to the appeal and value of the 1980 1-cent coin. The market for rare coins, especially those with historical significance, continues to grow. The 1980 Canadian penny stands as a prime example of how a simple piece of currency can transcend its original purpose and become a valuable collector's item. Its remarkable value and the enduring interest from collectors worldwide show just how important preserving these historical treasures is. Top second is the 1971 1-cent coin from Canada, featuring the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, remains one of the rarest and most sought-after items in the world of numismatics. It is remarkable not only because of its design and historical significance but also due to its scarcity. Minted as part of a standard series of Canadian coins, the 1971 1-cent piece was originally produced in relatively large numbers, yet few examples of this coin have managed to survive in pristine condition. Its value today has reached exceptional heights, thanks to its rarity and the increasing demand among collectors. Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, designed by artist Mary Gillick, was featured on Canadian coins for much of her reign, making it a symbol of Canada's connection to the British monarchy. The design of the 1971 1-cent coin depicts the Queen in a profile view, capturing her youthful appearance at the time. The obverse of the coin also features the inscription, Elizabeth II, and Canada, signaling the nation's identity and its ties to the British Crown. The reverse side of the coin features a sugar maple leaf, a symbol of Canada's national identity, emphasizing the country's heritage. Despite being part of a series that initially seemed quite ordinary, the 1971 1-cent coin has earned a place in the annals of rare Canadian coins. This coin's significance lies in its connection to both Elizabeth II's reign and Canada's national symbols. Furthermore, over time, this specific coin became more valuable due to its age and the limited number of high-grade specimens that remain in circulation. As is often the case with rare coins, the scarcity of the 1971 1-cent is what makes it highly coveted by collectors. In 1971, large numbers of 1-cent coins were struck, but the mintage figures included a variety of defects, such as poorly struck coins, which reduced the number of high-quality examples. Over the years, many of these coins were lost, damaged, or circulated to the point of no longer being recognizable as valuable artifacts. This has contributed to the increasing rarity of the 1971 1-cent piece in mint condition, making it a gem for collectors worldwide. Several factors have contributed to the rising value of the 1971 1-cent coin. The rarity of the coin, paired with its historical significance, elevates its desirability. Coins that remain in excellent condition, free from corrosion or damage, are particularly valuable. Additionally, the growing interest in rare Canadian coins and their potential for appreciating in value has led to a surge in demand for this particular piece. Investors in rare coins have also recognized the 1971 1-cent as a strong asset. Not all 1971 1-cent coins are equal in value. The most valuable examples are those that have been preserved in mint condition, often rated as MS 65 or higher by professional grading services. These coins are considered to be nearly flawless and are the ones that command the highest prices at auctions. Collectors and investors alike are constantly on the lookout for high-grade specimens to add to their portfolios, further driving up the value of these rare coins. The value of the 1971 1-cent coin has been climbing steadily over the years, with some examples reaching extraordinary prices. In 2023, a rare, high-grade 1971 1-cent coin was sold for a staggering $2.85 million, demonstrating just how valuable this seemingly unremarkable coin has become. The coin's extraordinary price tag is the result of its rarity, historical significance, and condition, factors that are crucial in determining the value of any rare coin. The price of a 1971 1-cent coin can fluctuate depending on its condition and provenance. Coins that are sold at auction or through private transactions often command different prices, but the most sought-after examples of the coin can reach prices that would surprise even seasoned collectors. The continued interest in rare Canadian coins ensures that the 1971 1-cent will likely retain its high value for the foreseeable future. Collectors who own a 1971 1-cent coin in excellent condition often take steps to preserve it, ensuring that the coin remains in the best possible state for future generations. Proper storage and care are essential to maintaining the coin's value over time. For example, keeping the coin in a protective case or holder can prevent damage from exposure to air and moisture, which can accelerate the degradation of the metal. This preservation effort helps to ensure that the coin's rarity and value remain intact. As the market for rare coins continues to expand, it is expected that the 1971 1-cent coin will only become more valuable as time goes on. The combination of historical significance, rarity, and its connection to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II means that collectors will continue to search for this prized piece. Whether displayed in private collections or sold at auction, the 1971 1-cent coin will always be a symbol of Canada's rich numismatic history. Top first is the 1964 Canadian 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of numismatic history. It was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a time when the country was transitioning into a modern era while still holding on to its colonial roots. The coin carries with it not only the image of a young Queen Elizabeth II, but also a deep connection to Canada's past. For collectors, the 1964 1 cent is more than just a coin, it's a symbol of an era marked by significant historical change. The design of the 1964 1 cent coin features the iconic image of Queen Elizabeth II, which was created by artist Mary Gillick. The portrait of the Queen was chosen because of its dignified and respectful representation of the young monarch. This design was used on Canadian coins for many years, making it a familiar sight for generations of Canadians. However, it is this specific year's coin that has garnered significant attention from collectors worldwide. The reverse side of the 1964 1 cent coin features a Canadian maple leaf. The maple leaf has long been a national symbol of Canada, representing the natural beauty and resilience of the country. It is also a nod to Canada's heritage and its deep connection to the land. This simple yet elegant design has made the 1964 1 cent coin a beloved piece for both Canadians and international collectors. What makes the 1964 1 cent coin so special is its rarity. While it was produced in large quantities, a limited number of these coins survived in pristine condition over the decades. Coins that have remained uncirculated or in mint condition are incredibly valuable to collectors, as they are considered to be in the best possible state for preservation and display. This rarity has only added to the allure of the 1964 1 cent coin, making it a sought-after item in the numismatic community. As the years passed, the 1964 1 cent coin became more than just a piece of currency. It became a collector's item, symbolizing not only Canada's past but also its future. The coin's historical significance, combined with its rarity, has turned it into a prized possession for those with a passion for numismatics. The coin holds great value because of its historical context. During the 1960s, Canada was in a period of transition. It was the era of the Canadian Centennial, a time when the country was celebrating its 100th anniversary of Confederation. The 1964 1 cent coin, therefore, serves as a reminder of a pivotal moment in Canadian history, a time when the country was solidifying its identity on the world stage. Coins like the 1964 1 cent are also prized because they embody a moment in time when the economy was different, and currency had a tangible value in people's daily lives. In many ways, these coins are like little time capsules, offering a glimpse into the past while also reflecting the economic and political climate of the period. Over the years, the 1964 1 cent coin has become a symbol of both personal and national pride. For Canadians, it represents a connection to the country's history, a piece of currency that helped shape the nation's identity. For collectors, it is a valuable and rare item that is sought after not only for its historical significance but also for its potential to increase in value. When it comes to evaluating the worth of the 1964 1 cent coin, a few factors come into play. The condition of the coin, its rarity, and its historical significance are all key components that influence its value. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars, while those in poorer condition may still command significant attention but are worth less. In recent years, the 1964 1 cent coin has been known to sell for upwards of $3.17 million, especially when it is in exceptional condition or comes with a unique history behind it. This value has made it one of the most valuable 1 cent coins in the world. As more collectors and investors recognize the rarity and significance of this coin, its value is expected to continue rising in the future. The 1964 1 cent coin's worth is also tied to the growing interest in historical Canadian coins. As collectors search for rare and valuable items to add to their collections, the 1964 1 cent coin stands out as a top choice. With its ties to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, its historical context, and its rarity, the coin remains a highly sought-after item. Even though the 1964 1 cent coin was initially intended for everyday use, it has now become a rare treasure. Its value continues to rise, reflecting the ongoing interest in preserving and understanding the past. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, the 1964 1 cent coin is a remarkable piece of history that is sure to continue capturing the attention of collectors for years to come. The 1964 1 cent coin is not just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of Canada's rich history and the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. It has become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world, a testament to the lasting impact of a single coin from a single year.